Good evening, everyone. I'm Rose Byrne. In a way, I'm presenting the Sammy for most exciting potential, since the career of an emerging leader lies ahead of them. This award is not just for the remarkable work they have already done, but for all the promise and enthusiasm they show for the road ahead. So I'm thrilled to present this year's Emerging Leader Medal to Callie Higgins.
Hi, my name is Callie Higgins, and I work in 3D printing at the National Institute of Standards and Technology.
What Callie did was she worked to lay the foundation for transforming the 3D printing technology from a really finely tuned art into a quantitative science.
Say you hurt yourself and you don't have any cartilage in your knee anymore. That's a really difficult tissue to make on your own in your own body. And I'm working towards rebuilding that whole interface using 3D printing.
In the past, if you wanted to get into recreating parts of the human body, your options were becoming a sculptor or a witch. Instead, Callie approached it from her background in optics and materials science, which gave her expertise in working with 3D printing and a newer interest in biology research.
Well, what if we could combine these? And there's a lot of new techniques out there to build out these tissue constructs or these representative little tissues. What if there was a group that really wanted to get into this space that already understands their biological material structure, and then I combine it with my 3D printing structure? We could have the best of both worlds. We have a 3D printer that's inside of an atomic force microscope, which is a really cool new way of approaching the problem. But I would say that the most impactful, I think, just for like society, is in the biomedical field, in tissue engineering and trying to build up tissues that your body isn't readily replacing.
Callie might have been the first to see the potential in the work she was doing, but it didn't take long for the rest of the world to catch up. Ford Motors is already talking to her about ways to produce lighter engine parts, and her work has the potential to revolutionize many other fields and emerging industries. It could help give US companies an edge on the rest of the world.
One of the first things that Callie told me was that she was excited to work in the federal government, at NIST in particular, because it offered a unique combination of experiences that would come for her that were different from what her graduate school experience was. She particularly valued the fact that the work that she performed could benefit society. But working as an employee of the federal government means that you have to always keep, at least in the back of your mind, the importance of making sure the American taxpayers get their money's worth. And she was very passionate about that, as well as simply the service component.
I would encourage anybody to get involved in the federal government and participate. Like, I just didn't quite realize how impactful and impacted I would be by being able to actually serve a greater good. It seems silly and it sounds so altruistic, but you end up doing work that will have wide-reaching impacts. And I've found so many incredible mentors and incredible research opportunities. For me, I was fortunate because I had the support within NIST to make my own kind of path. I followed my own strengths, and I'm sure across the board, I have a lot of support that I never would have thought I'd find anywhere, to be honest.
Congratulations to Dr. Callie Higgins at NIST for winning the Emerging Leaders Medal. The groundbreaking technology she and her team pioneered will improve quality of our scientific community's day-to-day work, and it will empower American companies to compete globally.
Congratulations to the 2021 honoree for Emerging Leaders, Dr. Callie Higgins.
Please welcome the Director of NIST, James Olthoff.
Good evening. These awards go to consummate problem solvers who take seriously the advice to be the change that you wish to see in the world. Dr. Higgins saw a problem and was determined to fix it. Now her work could revolutionize 3D manufacturing and even medicine. Her colleague, Bob Keller, who you saw in the video, called the impact of this research immeasurable. And the director of advanced R&D of a private company said this science will transform regenerative medicine and enable the printing of high-quality plastic parts, which could lead to advancements in replacement body parts and organs. Dr. Higgins' work and leadership are an inspiration for the next generation to serve in government, where they too can make a big difference. This emerging leader, her work is enabling an emerging technology for better medicine, and I am picturing a great future for both. Please join me in honoring the recipient of the Emerging Leaders Award, Dr. Callie Higgins.
Thank you all so much. Oh, thank you. To say that I'm a bit stunned and incredibly honored might be the greatest understatement of my entire life. When I won the annual Invention Convention in first grade, all those years ago, for a pair of rainbow glasses that made it impossible to distinguish skin color, I never dreamed that it would someday lead to this. My hope is that by receiving this tremendous award, I will in some way help bring forward folks who may not have seen themselves as scientists or even leaders, until seeing someone who has doubted themselves nearly every step of the way, someone like me. Now, it goes without saying that I would not be standing here before you today without an absurdly wonderful support system. First, I must thank my project leader, Jason Kilgore, whose unparalleled intellect, metrology expertise, and mentorship provided the foundation for much of this work. Of course, none of this would have been possible without my group leader, who I still can't believe nominated me, Bob Keller. I cannot thank you enough for your unwavering support and faith in me, even through all of my harebrained ideas, and a huge thank you to all of the NIST team for somehow trusting me enough to take the reins of this project and so much more. Finally, my family and friends are the foundation upon which all of my drive, passion, and empathy has been built. I am so fortunate to be able to share tonight with my mom, Cassie Gilmore, who is my unflinching, unconditional rock of support, with my incredible stepdad, Bill Gilmore. He is currently anxiously awaiting our return at, I'm sure, one of DC's most wonderful restaurants, with my other pair of parents, Tom and Jackie Higgins, who flew in all the way from Colorado just so they could be celebrating with us by proxy. Yeah, they're pretty awesome. So Mama, Bill, Tom, and Jackie, and the rest of both of our huge clans, thank you so much for your support. And now, truly, finally, my husband, Blake, is the support system I never knew I could have or needed. You've believed in me since that day freshman year, 13 years ago, when I told you I'd be a PhD in physics. And you've never once let me stop believing in myself, not for 1 second, and I'm so grateful to be able to be blessed to call you mine. Thank you all again for this tremendous honor, and I assure you this will not be the last you see of me.